So welcome to the third video of this respiratory medicine series. It's a very short topic, but yet it's very important. So it's known as sleep apnea. Now the first thing I want to tell, what is sleep apnea? It is apnea, that means cessation of breathing during sleep. So apnea during sleep, for how much time is important? It is approximately about 10 seconds, and that's a favorite MCQ of many exams. The 10 second is the minimum time for when you can say it's a sleep apnea. So apnea during sleep for 10 seconds, it's sleep apnea. It can be of two types, like obstructive or it can be a central apnea. So obstructive apnea is much more common and central apnea is very less common. So we'll talk about the central apnea first. But what is the major difference between these two? In obstructive apnea, you will see the respiratory effort is present to stop the apnea. But in case of central apnea, there will be no respiratory effort, because it is coming from centrally, so there will be no respiratory effort in case of central apnea. Now central apnea, what will you see? You will see why this happens, because sensitivity towards carbon dioxide is increased. That's a very important line from the Harrison 19th edition. The right page you will see the sensitivity towards the carbon dioxide. It's a small paragraph about central apnea in the Harrison 19th edition. Sensitivity to the carbon dioxide increased in case of central apnea. You will see a classical breathing, but this breathing not only in case of central but also in the obstructive. And what is this breathing known as? This crescendo decrescendo type. This crescendo decrescendo type of breathing is known as Cheyne-Stokes breathing. So this is seen in case of central apnea. Also, this is also seen sometime in the obstructive, but yes, you have to remember, in case of sleep apnea, the Cheyne-Stokes breathing is very much common. What are the risk factors of the central apnea? Obviously, the drugs that depress the central nervous system. That's why the central apnea. So the drugs like barbiturates and opioid, as it is mentioned in the Harrison 19, opioid and the barbiturates, this type of depressant, CNS depressant, can cause the central apnea. Remember, the central CNS stimulant like strychnine or this type of drugs cannot do this central apnea. Barbiturate, opioid, this type of depressant can precipitate central apnea. There is one more risk factor like CPAP. You will think the CPAP is a good thing, it gives oxygen. So why this is happening? But CPAP, just remember this, it's a risk factor for inducing central apnea sometime. Now come to the next type, more common, obstructive. Just you have to find in the clinical picture about this. You have to come to the diagnosis, and obviously we will see the history of snoring. There will be no sound sleep. There will be history of multiple awakening in the night during the sleep. There will be history of obesity, type 2 diabetes mellitus, and daytime increased sleepiness. So this type of thing, it's a clear-cut diagnosis of obstructive sleep apnea or obstructive sleep apnea hypoxia syndrome. This type of thing we diagnosed it by the polysomnogram. It's again a very important thing. And in polysomnogram, what we see a EEG. It's a combination of EEG, EOG. We see the muscle by EMG. We see the pulse oximeter. So this type of thing. So many time questions come which is not included in the polysomnogram. Remember, these all are included: EEG, EOG, EMG and pulse oximeter. What is not included? That's again an important question. Just remember, ABG is not included in the polysomnogram. We do the ABG separately to see the level of oxygen, carbon dioxide or the sodium, potassium, but it's not included in the polysomnogram. Treatment of choice in case of obstructive sleep apnea is simple as CPAP, but I told you CPAP may induce central apnea, but it is the treatment of choice in case of obstructive. There is a surgery of choice, but it's not a treatment of choice. Treatment of choice is CPAP, but there is a best surgery you can do, and this is uvulo palatopharyngoplasty, because there is a problem in the airway. So that's why we do this surgery, but it's the most common surgery that has been used, but CPAP is the treatment of choice. There is one more syndrome known as obesity hypoventilation syndrome, otherwise known as Pickwick syndrome. What is happened here? Here there will be a history of morbid obese. Morbid obese means more than 40 will be BMI given. more than 40 will be BMI given, and there will be awakening state hypoventilation. That means there will be hypoventilation during the awake state. That is the key to diagnose. And in the awake state, their ABG will be abnormal. In case of obstructive sleep apnea, you will see the ABG is abnormal during the sleep. But in case of obesity hypoventilation syndrome, you will see the ABG is abnormal during the awakening state. I hope you will like this video. Please subscribe the channel and please add the maximum number of people in the group, because I may not have the access of doing that. So please do this for my favor, and happy learning. Thank you.